If I look at the company visits, I think the one that has probably given me a better impression is Yangqing Beer. The way it's expanded, the way it's made use of technology, the way it's made use of the funds, that's necessary for the company to expand, how it's modernized and moved towards the use of less labor in that sense. I think the whole aspect of beer, the brewery has changed, and that actually leads me to actually see how it changed with time, because Yangqing Beer is actually quite a big has a very deep history, and how it's modernized itself to keep pace with the times. I think that has given me a very good understanding of the way China has responded.
I'm very impressed, and it's I would say life-changing to me, especially in giving me another perspective about doing business in China. And the most important or most impressive companies that I have in my mind were the Yanjing Beer Factory, and then also the second one is Sino-Bioway. The first one is an agricultural base, and what impressed me was that their ability to manage a huge people. Nationally they have 46,000 employees, but in one compound only they have about 8,000, and managing 8,000 is in one place is not easy, but they were able to manage that. And also they have this unique pricing strategy, and for the Sino-Bioway is because it's comprehensive, it's research based, very good.
I like two actually. I like number one is Yanjin Beer. It's a very old company. I think it's been about 100 years over, right? So the most interesting of this company is this company can maintain its tradition very well. So it's a long company, but the second thing is they can compete with the giants of the world. So although they are old company, but they keep on updating their machines, the system, management style to be one of the best in the world today. Yes. Second one is Sinovac. Sinovac is probably my. I like Sinovac because it's in my industry. Sinovac is the benchmark of the healthcare company today.
As a CEO, I think this is a very good program to improve ourselves, to open our mind that there are many things we still have to learn and keep improve ourselves to be a good leader.
Yeah. In a symposium, I found the lecture from Professor Long Junxing very useful, because he showed us firsthand how do you actually list an IPO, or do you go for an M&A approach in China. To a foreigner looking into China, wanting to do a business in China, this was very useful for us, because he showed us the opportunities that exist in China and the different ways that a foreigner can use to invest in China. He also showed us the pitfalls of doing the wrong strategy in China, as well as how we can actually make use of our networks and trying to see what is the next big thing in the economy here in China.
The professor, they are street smart. So basically they're Chinese professor, they knew what they're talking about. They know everything inside out, and they're wise when they were explaining stuff. So I think it's very important to learn from them, to read between the lines. They have a very good teamwork. So I learned that good cooperation, good governance is the key to success today.
On strategy yesterday, I came from human resources, so to me it's very impressive, because he said the first function of a leader is selecting good people, and selecting good people is the key, because you cannot build any empire without having one single person in there. In selecting people, you cannot judge book by the cover. You have to look inside, and looking inside you have to be very careful, because he said in association also is that clear water has no fish. It's very deep meaning. So we really need to see the internal being of a person.
I think this visit and this week in China has been very useful, because we meet with people, especially the academics, who have very strong knowledge of the economy and companies who are coming into China, as well as the company visits, because it showed us that there are different strategies that are more useful for certain companies than others. The Symposium on Leadership was very multifaceted. Professor Bayan mentioned 3 things that a leader should have. And I want to focus on this because I believe that in Peking University, they apply Chinese principles to learning. And they apply a very practical approach to implementing the learning. So he mentioned 3 principles. The first thing he said is that you have to define your direction. You have to define your strategy. And then you've got to communicate that to your organization. You have to also find a way to unite people. You have to bring everyone together because we believe in a collectivist approach to implementing the strategy. And the third thing he said was to encourage and motivate your staff. And by doing so, implement the EQ, the emotional quotient, and the DQ, being daring, being able to carry out your strategy. So I think these 3 things are my 3 key takeaways for leadership in the symposium in Peking University.